Okay, you've started an Etsy shop. Now, how do you get your first sale? In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get your first sale on your first day on the Etsy platform. And if you are willing to do these things, comment below, I'm doing it, so I know that you are taking these actions, and I'm going to comment and see if you got results. And if you're new here, my name is Dylan Jarris. I'm an Etsy seller of 7 years. My entire background is corporate e-commerce, and now I have a company where we help over 2,000 Etsy sellers with one-on-one private coaching. One of the biggest reasons that people don't get their first sale is because their shop looks like a total scam shop. This shop right here is a great example. It looks like a total scammer running this. There's no location, there is no banner, there's no announcement, there is nothing about the shop that makes me feel safe enough to make a purchase. If you walk into a bank wearing a face mask, would you make people feel safe? So the same thing goes for opening an Etsy shop. You're walking into a brand new space, you're the new guy, like no one has seen you before. You have to look trustworthy. So this means a banner. This means an actual photo of a real person, an announcement where you are actually saying something to your customers. That's your brand voice. And you really only have to put these things in once, but it is so worth it. Do not create listings without putting all those pieces in place. So step one, knock all of those things out. The next way to get a sale is to make sure that you are including all of the key items and information that people will need in order to make a decision, to purchase something from that listing without asking the seller a clarifying question. Sometimes it's hard for you to realize because you are in it. You can see they have 4 colors. So when we click on dark chocolate, okay, red, I click on red, I don't see it. Problem number 1, looks like they do have the photo, so they could link it. But then yellow haze, what does that look like? No one is going to buy a color that they cannot see. Would you ever buy the blue car if you've never seen a photo of what color blue it looks like, right? Like what shade of blue is it? What does yellow haze look like? Is this neon? Is it like mustard? I don't know. Also, there is never a reason that we should not have our 10 listing photos filled out. So we don't know anything about the fit, right? There's no lifestyle photos. There's nothing on model. We do have a size chart, so kudos to them for that. They have 6 more areas that they could put photos in, plus a video. And that is free advertising space. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I've shown every option I have. I have a size chart. What else am I supposed to use, in these photo slots? Use this as like a sales page. This is your area to convince someone. Use these other photo spots to basically pitch your product to someone. Examples of things you could put in there: reviews, on-model shots. You could have video showing the material. You could have instructions on how to order. You could have other items in your shop that they could also purchase, right? Those are just a few of the potentially, 18 different types of listing photos that you could be putting in here. But also descriptions, right? Do they have the essential information to purchase? The description is not a place to put a novel that you copy and paste from ChatGPT. If you have key information missing from the description, your turnaround time, your shipping methods, your materials, washing instructions, just to name a couple of things, then you are gonna really severely hurt your conversion rate. If you are a brand new shop and you have no sales, do not go crazy with customization and options and variations. Start with 2 options, right? Keep it very simple. Don't have 30 different fonts with 5 different colors. We want to keep it really simple to have an easy decision for your first sales. The third thing to do, if you have no sales, give your listings away for free. What I mean here is make it such a ridiculously good value that someone would feel crazy for saying no. Let's say you sell Shopify templates and the market leaders are $28 up to about $99. I might do $50 and then I would do 70% off, and that would make it $15. And I don't care how good you think your product is and how you think it's worth so much more than that. If people aren't buying it, they're not even going to experience the value to begin with. And what we need is customer feedback, and we need proof of concept. We need your customers to purchase and to feel like they got an insane value for what they paid. That is going to cause them to leave great reviews and to come back over and over, because you are likely competing with a market leader who has great results and you have no track record, no social proof that your listing is a good decision. And personally, I just see your first sales, or essentially paying to get your first sales, as the cost of doing business. The key, however, is doing this organically, because we don't want like your spouse or your mom buying something, because that doesn't actually give you any real customer feedback. A lot of new shops, they just charge full price and they just kind of like sit on their hands and wait. If you're a new shop, at some point you lose the boost from Etsy. Your first 30 to 45 days, you really do get a boost in search results. Number 4 is something that a lot of your competitors are not willing to do, and it is about driving warm warm leads to your shop through organic social media strategies. These organic strategies do not involve asking your friends and your family for pity sales, okay? These organic social media strategies also don't involve going into Etsy forums and Facebook groups and begging people to favorite all of your listings. Because the goal here with organic social media strategies is getting your product in front of warm leads who have an intention of purchasing. You know, Etsy Facebook groups where everyone's like following, that is going to tank your conversion rate and get a bunch of eyes on your listings from people who have no intention of ever purchasing anything from you. So the fastest social media strategies you could do would be Facebook, but I wouldn't recommend starting in Etsy groups. I would say the next fastest places you could do this would be most likely Instagram and then TikTok, kind of tied. Instagram is more about nurturing your current customers and building your brand. TikTok, you can actually have some things pop off on there, and you don't necessarily need a huge following to even make that happen, but it is a little bit like shooting in the dark. I would personally recommend Facebook if you are looking for some quick wins for your very first sales. And the fifth and final action that you could take to get a sale immediately today would be essentially partnering with a micro influencer. So this is someone who has, I would say, minimum 10,000 followers on Instagram. And this would be basically giving them the product where they don't have to pay anything for it. So no shipping, not just a discount, in exchange for content and exposure. With this, you will have to pitch this to 200 to 300 people, potentially, to get one person to say yes. But the number of eyes that you could get on that item by someone who has actual influence could be pretty incredible for you. So it is worth the time. I have actually done this myself with Sean Johnson, with a couple of the Real Housewives of Orange County, some Bachelorette contestants who are now influencers. And if you need help arranging something like this, I'm happy to help if you're part of our coaching community. I can also cover this on one of my upcoming weekly coaching calls. Happy to do that. All right, now your job is to go out and implement these strategies for the rest of the week and comment below, I'm doing it, if you are actually going to take action on these. And then let's check in at the end of the week. You can even just come back and reply on your comment and let us know the results. Or you can always send an email to team@dylanjaris.com if you'd like to discuss these strategies in more detail. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Until now, I didn't really have many sales in my Etsy shop. Almost 2 months ago, I bought the course. I can see a steady growth, increase in my views, especially in my conversion rate, which was very low before.